Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Haribol, Haribol, Nitai Gaura. श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम नमो भगवते Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, entitled Vidura Approaches Maitreya. Text number 31. Nodhavo anvapi manyunyo yadguner nardita prabhu mad vayunam lo ato mad vayunam lokam ato yat ato mad vayunam lokam grahyan nihatishtatu nodhavo anu api manyunyo yadguner nardita prabhu ato mad vayunam lokam grahayan nihatishtatu nodhavo anu api manyunyo yadguner narditah prabhu ato mad vayunam lokam grahayan nihatishtatu nodhavo anu api manyunyo yadguner narditah prabhu ato mad vayanam lokam grahayan nihatishtatu nodhavo api ato mad vayunam lokam grahanihat. Mataji's word to word translation. Na, not. Uddhavah, uddhava. Anu, slightly. Api, also. Mat, to myself. Nyunah, inferior. Yat, because. Gunehi, by the modes of material nature. Na, nor. Arditah, affected. Prabhu, master. Atah, therefore. Mat vayunam, knowledge of me, the personality of Godhead. Lokam, the world. Grahayan, just to disseminate. Iha, in this world. Tishtatu, may remain. Translation. Uddhava is not inferior to me in any way, because he is never affected by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he may remain in this world in order to disseminate specific knowledge of personality of Godhead. Purport. The specific qualification for becoming the representative of the Lord is to be unaffected by the material modes of nature. The highest qualification of a person in this material world is to become a Brahmana, is to be a Brahmana. But since a Brahmana is in the mode of goodness, to be a Brahmana is not sufficient for becoming a representative of the Lord. One has to transcend the mode of goodness also and be situated in the unalloyed goodness, unaffected by any of the qualities of material nature. This stage of transcendental qualification is called Shuddha Sattva or Vasudev. And in this stage, the science of God can be realized. As the Lord is not affected by the modes of material nature, so a pure devotee of the Lord is also not affected by the modes of nature. That is the primary qualification for being one with the Lord. A person who is able to attain this transcendental qualification is called Jivan Mukta or liberated, even though he is apparently in the material conditions. This liberation is achieved by one who constantly engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In the Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu 1 to 187, it is stated, Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasagira nikhilasvapi avastasu jivan muktasa uchyate. Anyone who by his actions, mind and words lives only for the transcendental loving service of the Lord is certainly a liberated soul, even though he may appear to be in a condition of material existence. Uddhava was in such a transcendental position, and thus he was selected to be the factual representative of the Lord in his bodily absence from the vision of the world. Such a devotee of the Lord is never affected by material strength, intelligence, or even renunciation. Such a devotee of the Lord can withstand all onslaughts of the material nature, and therefore he is known as Goswami. Only such Goswamis can penetrate the mysteries of the Lord's transcendental loving relationships. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, I seek blessings from all the assembled devotees so that I can speak for the glorification of the Lord, for my purification and for your pleasure. Today, Shukdev Goswami is revealing the words and thoughts of Sri Krishna, who is saying that after my departure, Uddhava should be here to disseminate the specific knowledge about me to the ashramites of Sri Narayana Rishi in Badrikar Ashram, and he should specifically absorb himself in the trance there. So we are seeing in third canto, this is like almost the culmination of talks between the Vidura and Uddhava, and there are so many important points Srila Prabhupada speaks in the first and second chapter that are very important about the devotional siddhantas. And here also we see that how Krishna is mentioning that Uddhava is not an ordinary person. He is actually, he's like me only. Just like we know that Krishna says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra. Those who see me everywhere and see everything in me. Tasyaham na pranashyami, sachamena pranashyati. Those who see me everywhere and everything in me, for them I am never lost. And they can't lose me, and for them I am always there. Tasyaham na pranashyami, sachamena pranashyati. So here Krishna is saying that just like they see me everywhere, I am also with them all the time. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu sinapriya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. That I am equal to everybody. I am not partial to anyone. But those who come to me with devotion, he is in me. He is in me means actually Krishna is saying that all the devotional qualities he is possessing. That means whether I am at some place or he is at that place, it is same. In these 2 chapters, we see that there are episodes where we see the Lord's external energy is acting on various persons, but the reactions to that external energy is given by different person differently. Just like the inquiry of, the 3rd canto started with the inquiry that how Vidura has left the palace of Dhritarashtra. And the episode came that Dhritarashtra asked Vidura to come and give the final conclusion that what to do, whether we should go for a war. So Vidura directly gives advice to Dhritarashtra that you give up the Duryodhana immediately so that your Kula will be saved. And at that moment, Duryodhana becomes so angry that actually he insults Vidura and he actually drove him away from the palace. So here we see that Prabhupada writes in the purport that before that, Sri Krishna also came as a messenger. And he spoke the same thing what Vidura spoke. That actually you have done impious activities to the Pandavas. You have done so many sinful activities and offenses to Pandavas. Now, even now you can give up their kingdom and you will be saved. So when Krishna was speaking, all the assembled, the Sabha and the people, those who are two-sided people, the Drona and Bhishma and Vidura, they were so mesmerized by hearing Krishna's instruction that those words were like nectar for them. At the same time, Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana was not hearing, not accepting those, not appreciating those lessons. So Prabhupada writes that this was because of Krita Punyalesha. Kshata Punyalesha. Kshata Punyalesha means that out of previous pious activities, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra were born in Kuru dynasty. That was very auspicious. That is very good for them to develop their Krishna consciousness and they could go back to Godhead. But because they were, the specific Duryodhana was Krishna Vimukha, that's why he could not appreciate Krishna's word. Those were like nectar. So in Ainavaya, Krishna says, Rupa Goswami said that naturally because all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, so the Krishna's name and activities, they are all nectarian to all living entities. That is, Krishna Katha is like sweet nectar to everybody. But because of avidya, the disease of avidya, that is ignorance, that we have accepted this material body as our own self, we could not appreciate Krishna Katha as a nectar because of this disease. But kintu adarad anudinam khalu saiva justa. What is the solution for this? That nityam bhagavata sevaya. If we hear Krishna Katha, Krishna's holy name every day, then swadvi kramata bhavati tadagada moolahantri. That this taste in Krishna's holy name and pastime will develop. How? Kramad bhavati. That is, gradually it will be developed. And as it develops, the disease will go away. How it will go? By the roots. Tadagada moolahantri. And then this stage will come as Uddhava. That Uddhava was given just an inquiry by Vidura, that can you tell me what has happened to Kuru dynasty and the Yadu dynasty, and as he started inquiring about Vasudev and Kunti Maharani and then Krishna. So just by hearing about Krishna, Uddhava went into trance. So much so that he started remembering all the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, Dwaraka, Mathura. So that is the difference between the demons and the devotees. So Duryodhan, the demons like Shishupal or Duryodhan, they actually witness Krishna in front of them. Not only standing, but instructing them. Now Krishna was not hateful of Duryodhana. He wanted, when Duryodhana was, after the war, was in pain, Krishna didn't like it. That's what Krishna wanted to see, that everything should be all right. But the demons, Duryodhana could not appreciate Krishna's presence in front of him, and he called him as a mystic. Yogeshwara, he can do anything. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita it is said, Mahatmanas tu mam partha daivim prakritim ashrita. Those who are Mahatma, they are under the Daivi Prakriti. So Daivi Prakriti is the same external energy works. It's a shadow of internal potency. So Mahatma means the same soul who takes, like a Tatastha Shakti, they take shelter of the internal potency. So that's why they understand Krishna as Parama and Avyayam. That is, he is the supreme person, he is controller of everybody, everything. And he is Avyaya. So Avyaya means he cannot be reduced, he cannot be killed, he cannot be, he cannot be vanished. So Duryodhana tried to capture Krishna. So that's why it is said, Avajananti Mamudha Manushim Tanum Ashrita. Param Bhavam Ajananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. So Duryodhana and Shishupala did not understand Krishna's transcendental form, and even though Krishna was present in front of them, and Uddhava was just inquired about Krishna, and he, even though Krishna is not in front of him, he actually started remembering Krishna, his form, his attributes, his qualities, his leelas. So that is the difference between the conditioned level. Even we see there is one more devotee in Akrura, who is also like a person like Vidura, who was always been encircled with the politician, in the sense Kamsa. There was a Akrura with Kamsa, and Vidura was Duryodhana, with Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. But when Kamsa sent Akrura to Mathura, to Vrindavan to bring Krishna and Balaram, then the situation was explained by Shukadeva Goswami, that how Akrura took it. So there is a similarity between Akrura and Vidura also. So Shukadeva Goswami narrates that Gachan Pathi Mahabhago Bhagavati Ambuje Kshane, that he took a new chariot. Kamsa knew that Akrura will not be encouraged to go to Mathura, to Vrindavan to bring Krishna Balaram. So he actually arranged a new chariot. And when he started to Vrindavan, Bhaktim Param Upagata Evam Etat Achintayat. Just a thought of, I am going to Vrindavan now. Bhaktim Param Upagata. Akrura went into ecstasy. His devotion suddenly increased. And he started thinking that what good did I do? Kim maya charitam bhadram, kim taptam paramam tapa, kim vatapi arahate dattam, yad drakshami adya keshavam. He said that kim maya charitam bhadram, what good activities did I do? Kim maya, what type of tapasya did I do? Kim vatapi arahate dattam. What worship did I do? What charity did I perform? That today I am going to see Keshava. And he later said that Mamadhyam amangalam nashtam phalavam shaiva me bhava. That today all my sinful activities will be removed. Mamadhyam amangalam nashtam phalavam shaiva me bhava. That today my life will be successful because I will see Krishna's lotus feet. And these lotus feet actually, those all the yogis meditate upon. And now here we see the external energy acting on the our Akrura, similar to we see the external energy acted on Vidura also. So he says that Kamsa had done a very good favor on me. So you know that Kamsa is a very vicious demon who he is actually trying to kill Krishna Balaram. That's why he sent me. But he says, anyway, what he did actually, it comes so batadya kritame ati anugraham. It is ati anugrah. It is a big benediction to me that today he has sent me to see Krishna's lotus feet. That those yogis before, many yogis have actually transcended this material ignorance by just meditating on the effulgence of the toenails of Lord's lotus feet. And that particular opportunity is given to me by whom? The envious demon Kamsa. Similar to this, we see Vidura, he was actually very, unexpected insult was done by Duryodhana. That is actually, he was called son of a kept mistress. So somebody may got affected by that too much, because Vidura is also Kshatriya. But because he's a devotee, he took it as a favor by Duryodhana. He see external energy acting two way. He saw that prakrute kriyamanani gude karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. That all the conditioned souls are actually under the grip of material nature. But this material nature is under the grip of Krishna. Daivi esha gunamayi mama maya duratya. Krishna says that this maya is my property, my potency, my shakti. That means this material nature is under the control of Lord Krishna. That means all the conditioned souls are in control of Krishna. But every living entity thinks that I am independent of Krishna, material nature. I am independent of any God. That's why ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So this Duryodhana kind of conditioned soul, they think that even though Krishna is there, but I am the doer. I will win the war. So such kind of conditioned soul are actually heading towards hell in a full force. So Vidura could see that he is heading towards his own ruination. But the same external energy is helping me to come out of this mess, this political situation. Because the entire, just like in Kamsa's palace, the thought is how to kill Krishna. Similarly, in Dhritarashtra's palace, what is going on? How to kill Pandavas. They tried from the very beginning how to kill Pandavas. And Vidura have to be there. So he thought that now the situation is there, that Duryodhana had done a very good favor to me, so that I can give up this situation and progress in devotional life. And he took it that way and went ahead. And Prabhupada writes that this Kshata Punya Leshaha, the Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra's good birth could not help them to come to progress in spiritual life. So there are several instances where in Srimad Bhagavatam it is mentioned that pure devotees never see themselves connected with the material body. Because they are not do not see them connected to material body, they don't see the praise or insult to the body very seriously. Prayashat sadhavaloke paradvandveshu yojitah na vyathanti na rishyanti yata atma agunashraya. This verse comes in the first canto where Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi because Parikshit Maharaj garlands the dead snake to Shamik Rishi who is in the trance, and Shringi cursed him that you will die within 7 days. And when Parikshit Maharaj didn't know this, and he goes back to palace, and then Shamik Rishi comes to know what has happened, he just does what is needful. He sends a messenger to inform Maharaj Parikshit that you got the curse, just do the needful. And he slightly reprimands his son and actually tells that this is not the way a Brahmana should act, because Parikshit Maharaj is not a normal person, he is a Naradev. So we shouldn't do this, so let us do prayashit. I mean, you do prayashit. And he himself now, he again goes to trance. So para dvandveshu yojita. So Duryodhana tried to insult him. And next he was about to kill. He may have killed him also, Vidura. So immediately he didn't react it. He didn't curse back. And Shamik Rishi also did not, go beyond that. Let us do, sort of become angry on Shringi or something else. Because yata atma agunashraya. Once you are the conditioned soul by practice of devotional service links himself with Krishna, then he becomes transcendental. Then whatever happens around him, he does the material, the happiness, distress, praise or insult, he doesn't get affected by that. Later in 11th canto, Krishna says that further, that those who have taken to this path of devotional service have to be very careful. He says there will be, we are going against the flow. Nobody is actually challenging the Maya, external potency, who will always give challenges to us. So he says, Kshipto avamanito asadbhir pralabdho asavito va tadita sanniruddho va. There are several insults given. There are some bodily insults, there are some, the blow to your false ego. So the different kind of unfavorable situations may come into the life of devotee. What are they? So kshipto avamanito asadbhir. Asadbhir means those who are not sajjanas. They will create such kind of situation. Kshipto means insult, avamanito. And the envious people will create unnecessary problem in our life. Nischito mutrito va avagyer. So he goes ahead that Krishna gives in 11th canto one episode where the one sannyasi, that he becomes a sannyasi, and then the Agyer means those who do not know the Vedic principle, they try to sort of disturb him. So Nishchita means somebody is spat on or urinated on. Still he says, and Bahudevam Prakampita. This is not one time and second time. But for the long time, if somebody has been harassed by such people, still Shreyas Kama Krishna Gataha Atmano Atmanam Uddharet. What Krishna says? That those who have actually come up to this stage where that I have to achieve the highest goal in material life, in the human form of life, then there will be difficulty. So I'll tolerate the difficulty, use the intelligence. Atmano, Atmana Uddharet. How to keep ourselves safe in the devotional service. So we will not be able to stop all this. And whoever we associate with, our past karmas will come to, to nullify. We have to get the reactions. So we may get insulted by our close one or some unknown person. But whoever does it, but we have to use our intelligence in such a way that whether we take it an opportunity to advance in devotional service or we take some steps to glide down again to the material consciousness. So that is up to how we have understood the scriptures and how we are trying to implement them in our life so that we may basically end up this birth-death cycle. So all these incidents in Srimad Bhagavatam and all other scriptures, they are actually giving us all the advantages which we may not have to go through in our life. We just have to see it and understand that, oh, this might have happened, this has already happened in the past, and the great souls have gone through it. And others who have reacted in other way and have lost the opportunity of human form of life. So how we should take it very seriously. Now we'll see that in 7th canto, there is also one episode where how the devotees, pure devotees, basically, they see to it that their competition level is different. In this competition in the sense, like Uddhava is here in the 2nd and 3rd chapter, he mentions that, basically, I see the demons are more fortunate than devotees. Why? So he says, Tathaiva channe naraloka vira yaha ahave Krishna mukhara vindam parthastu putah padam apurasya netre pibanto nayanabhiramam parthastu putah padam apurasya. And he says, I see the picture where, picture in the sense, the reality where in the Mahabharata war, the adharmic people were on the Kaurava side and they could see Lord Krishna face to face. He is Arjuna's charioteer, and because Arjuna is actually shooting arrows and taking their lives, that means they are getting purified of all the sinful activities. And when they are in a neutral stage now, at the end of their life, what they are doing, they are actually seeing Krishna's lotus face, Chakradhari, or the whip in his hand. And that's why they could actually attain Vaikuntha. So it is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, and of course the scripture says that whoever comes in contact with Krishna actually get favor only. So Paritranaya sadhuna vinachaya chaduskritam, but actually the result is same. The devotees also get favored, so they get Krishna's mercy. But even demons who are killed by Krishna also get his mercy because they get liberation out of this material world. They get out of this birth-death cycle. But here, Uddhava is lamenting that demons are more fortunate than me because they have gone back to Vaikuntha. And I have to still be here in the material world. So this is nothing but the strong emotions of, love in separation, of course. That doesn't mean actually one should be like a demon and try to go back to spiritual world, because even though the demons may get the favor and they get liberation, but they don't get liberation as such to the direct association and service of Krishna. So Prabhupada writes in the purport, there are three destinations that the demons who basically are envious of Krishna and killed by Krishna, they actually get Brahma Jyoti. But just these people who actually got killed by Arjuna, but they could see Krishna's lotus face, I mean his form, and they become somehow their love for Krishna has awakened a little bit. They got Vaikunthas. But those who actually got completely pure by devotional service, they only get Golok Vrindavan. So Prabhupada writes that what is the destination of the demons is not so glorious. And then he compares that even the impersonalists are on the same stage. Because impersonalists are those who are enamored by the Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence of Lord, and they don't have any respect for the transcendental form of the Lord. That's why it is said, Avajananti Mamudha Manushim Tanu Mashrita. Or, Avyakta Asakta Chetasam. They are very attached to the unmanifested form of the Lord, that is the Brahma Jyoti. So, they do tremendous austerity. I mean, giving up all kinds of the material activities, no connection with any materialistic people. They read Vedas and so many things, live an austere life of not eating palatable foods and so on and so forth. But they are also, their goal is also the Brahma Jyoti. And here the demons are killed by Krishna and they get Brahma Jyoti. So that means actually he compares impersonalists to demons only. Because what we'll see, say somebody goes for takes admission in some engineering college, suppose, and he gets passed and he gets a job and he gets a salary, and then he sees his fellow man. He says, what did you do? He says, I just did BCom and did some NIT course, and the same, and he is sitting and the salary is same. I'm just giving an example. So would you see that there is some difference in between them? Both have the same position, same salary. Although they have he has gone through so much of trouble of going to engineering and so many things, and this guy did some BCom and did one course of any technique, software course, and got job. Similarly, here the tremendous hardship impersonalists go through, the Mayavadis and the Gyanis, and they reach what? Brahma Jyoti. And here demons, they are killed by Krishna and they reach the Brahma Jyoti. So it is not so glorious because the Brahma Jyoti is not permanent. A soul, Brahma Jyoti is permanent, but the soul's stay in Brahma Jyoti is not permanent because soul is, the conditioned soul is Anandamoyo Abhyasat. He needs someone to serve. So in Brahma Jyoti, there is nothing to serve because he has, so he is stuck in somewhere where he doesn't know anything ahead to go. He doesn't have passport to go to either Vaikunthas or Golok Vrindavan. And he has no work there. There is no reciprocation there with any soul. Just like if you see in Kali Yuga, right now there are families are not together. Now what to speak of family, there is no husband and wives also don't stay together. But we need someone to stay with, to be someone to serve and, reciprocate. So people keep cats and dogs. Because that is soul's nature. So what you will do there? So again, patanti adho anadarita yusmadangra. Because they don't have any respect for Krishna's lotus feet, they again fall back to material world only. There is only one way to come down. So again they come to this 14 planetary system and do the philanthropic work. So the point is this, both the impersonalism and enmity towards Lord done by Duryodhana and anybody, or atheistic point of view, will never help a soul to attain happiness. So some atheistic point of view, in Kali Yuga, we see Duryodhana type people, they say that, oh, we read Bhagavatam and we come to know that, oh, Krishna has done so many pastimes, he has with his devotees, but later he was killed by a hunter, right? So how is it possible? I mean, and then, so they think that, oh, because he has, or sanctioned, or rather because of him the Mahabharata war has happened and so many millions of soldiers were dead. So Brahmanas cursed him because of his sinful activities. That's why his Yadu dynasty was also killed, destroyed in one go, and he has to die like that. So this is the atheistic point of view. Avajananti ma. So param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Or naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrata. So Krishna does activities which cannot be understood unless we do required penance. There is a one verse in second chapter of this canto where it is said that pradarsha atapta tapasam. Pradarsha atapta tapasam. So Krishna manifested his transcendental form and unmanifested his transcendental form in this world cannot be understood by someone who has not done sufficient austerity. Atapta tapasam. Why people are unable to do any kind of austerity? Because avitrupta drisham nrinam. The conditioned soul is very much attached to unlimited sense gratification. In the sense, their life is full of how to enjoy material body. So they can't do even sufficient austerity to understand how Lord manifests and how Lord unmanifest in this world. Why he comes here? Even they cannot understand this. So, in this same canto, Shukdev Goswami says that Yan Martelilo Paikam Swayoga Maya Balam Prahito Adarsham. So, he says that Krishna Prahito Yad Darshan. Krishna manifests through Yoga Maya Balam. What is Yoga Maya Balam? So again, internal potency. We, all of us, or any conditioned soul cannot say that I came from Yoga Maya Balam, that I wish to come and I came. No. We came by, we had been thrown here. Karmana Daiva Netrena Jantur Deha Upapattaye Striya Pravishta Udaram Pumso Reta Karnashra. We are thrown into this material world, and not because of our choice, because of our sinful activities. But Krishna decides to descend. That is Yoga Maya Balam. For what? Yan Martya Loka, Martya Leela. So he comes to the material world for what? To perform such a pastimes to attract the souls who are actually trying to uplift themselves. Those who are trying to connect with them. Connect with Krishna. That is the only purpose. And this is the secondary purpose, to remove the burden of the world, the atheistic people. He can do it any way. But the main purpose of Krishna to come into this material world is to inspire those who wants to come back to him by enacting the same pastimes with his pure devotees like Uddhava, Vidura, so that we can intensify our devotional service. And that's how this purpose is there. So today's verse is why Krishna is saying that now Uddhava has to stay here, because just like the Prime Minister comes to suppose any state, so he wants to meet to everybody, like, who's Chief Minister, who's so and so forth. So because he says, I'll give mercy to all, because I may not come again. Similarly, when once in a Brahma's day, when Krishna comes here, so he wants to see and meet and gives blessings to all his representatives. So Krishna, when he came, he met all of them, I mean, most of them. That he actually met to even Mahavishnu also. In Dwarka Leela we have seen that Krishna took Arjuna to Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu also. That Brahma also, in Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna went with Satyabhama to Swargaloka also, he met Indra. When Nanda Maharaj was arrested by the soldiers of Varuna, he met Varuna also. Krishna even went to meet Yamaraj also, to bring back the son of his guru. So he has fulfilled all his purposes. I mean, before going back to Godhead. But only one thing is he didn't go to Badrikashram to meet Narayana Rishi. Narayana Rishi, in Badrikashram has an ashram. There are so many rishis are there. So who will fulfill that? So Krishna decided that, okay, Uddhava he is a person who is not inferior to me in any way, so he should stay. And actually he should disseminate specific knowledge of the personality of God. So we, from these all incidents, we should take to these instructions that there is a very good opportunity we have. So whatever happens in our world, in our life, we should take actions based on these pure devotees and not on our material instincts. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare.